Good evening all from a horrible wind battered West Cork. As you can see from the weather behind me, it's absolutely minging. Last night was a funny night, and the first time in this entire build I forgot to get the GoPro, so I didn't record anything. Claire didn't record anything. We completely forgot about it. We were rushing last night actually because we knew there was a storm coming today. There was a lot of wind coming and I wanted to get a beam put up there and have it mortared into the wall. I don't know if you can see this. We have quite large rafters here in this space. It's open plan. They're 8 meters, so at about 3 to 4 meters we were having a beam installed here. Not so much to take the weight, it will take a little bit of the weight. It's really just going to stop any deflection and make the ceiling a little bit more rigid. We're going to have a couple of noggins as well, similar to the other side of the bedroom. So I was working on getting that done last night, and it involved a lot of difficult measurements because it's a really heavy beam. Like this is 6.6 meters in length. To be fair, I only have half of the beam end because I was using a kind of a double butt joint there, and I'm just going to build that out so strength will come through later. But anyway, I got that job done and I got it cemented in place. I'm very optimistically hoping to be starting the rafters at the weekend with a view to getting it watertight maybe next week. So I just wanted to have that tight. But anyway, that's done. What we also did last night is to just tie back this section just to get an extra little bit of waterproofing. And I don't know, can you see up here now? We have the roof done and we have the tie back up here. And we hoped it was going to be watertight. For the most part it is. However, one thing we learned is that we normally have these loose tie-back, and this is to allow the rain to run down, but because this flat roof is so flat, you got to be really careful how loose it is, because what actually happened was this hung down a little bit lower, so it was actually easier for the rain to flow back and soak up the place. The reason why that is because we're missing the final piece. I just want to cut this first myself of roof. Can you see it up there now? Try to climb up. Yeah, there you go. So we have one final rafter, or sorry, what's it called? Corrugated roof panel there. And again, we never recorded this. We were just working so hard, but I had the 2 kids hold it at the front, I was pushing it at the back. Claire was up on the roof receiving it. I'll show you everything on the next part. We slid it up on that mattress and it was almost straight up. So rather than put up the 4th panel and cut to fit, I'm just going to actually take the measurements and cut it before I put it up. I'm gonna actually have to take that down and put on some additional tie back. So that's where we got to with the roof. And then last night we put all this tie back on just to waterproof it. As much as we haven't done this side and did the fascia, we also haven't done the flashing yet. So we also have a bunch of water coming down the wall, which is less than ideal. I mean, I left my tools here hoping they'd be protected, and there's a few of them that got a little bit wet. Not ideal. We have some wind coming from the east, which means it's difficult to cook in our pump house. I'll show you that in a minute. So what I'm going to do now is get my my staple gun, and I'm going to try and tie back it a little bit to give us protection in there, so I can cook some dinner. And then after we cook the dinner, we're going to tidy up and do a few jobs on the inside of the house. This is our floorboards for upstairs. We need to move them up just to get them out of the way. We're starting to get a lot of stuff actually. So this is our a hood. Amazon recently had 30% off their marketplace. So this is it's a black stainless steel hood. I think with the discount it was about 70 euros delivered. Starting to stock up on a few of those bits. That's about it. Then we get the Tyvek staple gun, take you across, and we can get on with it. That's better. So not sure we've shown you this, but it's maybe a little bit dark now. See if I can get my torch on. Okay, so this is our kitchen. It's our pump house really, but we prep our food. We have an air fryer, a kettle, slow cooker, pots, pans, some spice, ingredients, barbecue, wash up station. We've been using HelloFresh, so all of our food's delivered. We just assemble it in the evening times. But number one, we've lost all our trees. Kira, can you bring down the wheelbarrow? Yeah, just tip the water out and roll it down in front of the house. Thanks. So we've lost all of our trees, which means there's now quite a lot of wind and rain driving in here. This is unfinished. I was kind of bouncing in and out of both places, but I will actually frame up the rest of this. But for the time being, I'm just going to put 1 or 2 layers of Tyvek around, just to protect us a bit from the elements. I'm not sure about the barbecue actually. We figure that out. Okay, we'll get cracking. So I showed you our kitchen earlier. Well, our temporary little kitchen. Gas barbecue gets us the grill, and there's one ring over there. I have another like camping ring here-ish, which if we need an alternative, that's grand. Usually just use that as a work surface because this is just piled up. I had lots of kind of shelves and stuff along here. I just moved them, put the Tyvek up. It's too messy to tidy it up now. The wind is too bad, but we have quite a nice air fryer here, which does air frying, steaming and grilling, and we have a slow cooker there. I'll use that grill pan. We have a stone for pizza, and I have an old chopping board here which I might use today. I might just give you a little time lapse. We will prep our food. See what you think. So back home I had about 20 plus knives, all shapes and sizes, all different types for different purposes. Sharpened them all myself. I think the most dangerous knife in the kitchen is a blunt knife. But since coming here, I know how it's happened. My knives are in storage, I don't want to buy new ones. This bread knife, I think, was in the caravan when we got it, or maybe it was here in the cottage. And we just use this as an all-around. So I'm going to chop some carrots with the bread knife. So there you have it, folks. A lovely HelloFresh meal. No sponsors. HelloFresh is pretty handy for us as we move and we don't quite have a kitchen. All the ingredients come. Instructions are good. You need to adapt a little bit if you don't have a kitchen, but it churns out some decent meals for the family. So yeah, happy to give them the thumbs up. Hey folks, it's is it Wednesday afternoon, evening? It's about 5 o'clock. Just finished work. We got a couple of hours till sundown, and we just had a really bad storm in Cork. Lots of flooding everywhere. We're not too bad, but it just reminds us that we've got to get the roof on quick. So we have a few nights this week to get that done as much as possible. Again, I forgot to include you, but we just put down the bottom plate down here. and we've put some anchor bolts in it to secure it to the concrete. Now it's tricky, but what I want to do is to try and get this angle correct and cut each stud perfectly, so I can't do the whole wall and lift it up. What was useful the last time was I actually just ran the wall plate or the top plate across, and I was able to take the measurements. This is close on 7 meters, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to run it the whole way, but I'm going to try. In order to do that, I've just got to attach the top plate to this now. So it's going to come the whole way down here, but it's not going to overlap. So I'm going to keep it back 150, because this top plate I want to go on top so they lock in together. First thing, got to put the top plate up there. And second thing is I want to put the top plate up there and put the final stud. That's just actually a stud to the window. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll try and get this guy up and fit a stud there, put the top plate on this, and that's probably going to be all I'll get done tonight. It's not a huge amount of time or light, but we can give it a go. First I got to get a piece of wood, and I am going to be cutting in here. I'm going to try and cut indoors because the road seems to be clearing up. It's still a little bit drizzly and rainy. Okay, so we'll do a time lapse. Hello everybody, good evening. Just finished up work there about 15 minutes ago. It's about 4:30 p.m. We've got a bit of a halfway decent day. There's some blue skies. We just had Storm Babbitt. The town that I used to live, Middleton, was one of the worst hit towns across all of Ireland. Huge flooding. There was cars being washed down the streets. So am I happy I made it down to Ballydehob on a hill. I'm very sad for my friends that are still in Middleton, but we're very safe here. We got a lot of rain, but it didn't seem to affect us as other parts in the country. It just interferes with some of the construction. So I am going to try to get as much of this done as possible. I'll probably, let's see if you can see. I don't know what, did you see everything last night? Really, I just anchored down my floor plate. I built one side, I built the other side of the floor plate. I built this tricky little place here. I'm just basically trying to get, I know you see my finger. I'm just trying to get the height here so I can run a piece of wood the whole way across. Line it all up for the roof. I don't know what the measurement is. It's about 3 degrees, 3 or 4 degrees, I think. So it's a fairly shallow flat roof. I think I might make it in 2 parts. I have the center line down here that's straight down. This has a little bit of a bow in it, so it's coming across 2 centimeters and it's dropping 2 centimeters. So I'll correct it back up 2 and 2. And I'll make the lines here. I'll probably build half the wall first, get it all squared up with the central beam, then I'll build the other half. And may not be the most exciting, but sure, I'll throw you in time lapse. Why not? The worst part about this now is moving the wood from down there. However, it is a nice day. I wonder, will I just cut the wood there? What the hell's the cat and dog doing? I don't know if Claire's updated you, but Rooney and our new cat, our new kitten called Lost, have got some real species dysphoria. So the cat thinks the dog is the mom and suckles up to her every single night. And Rooney's only a year old. She doesn't know what to do, but she's been very gracious and accommodating. But it's funny to see the two of them together. If we have a photograph, I'll stick it in. But anyway, only got 3 more hours left of daylight, so I'm gonna get cracking and do a bit of time lapsing. See you in a bit. Evening folks, just clocked off work, Friday evening. Storm seems to be past. We're getting a little bit of sunshine coming out. Lost power last night. Basically I got the beginnings of the final part of the wall that we're building in this property and the stud work for the lintel for the door. It's a 3-meter sliding door. Hey there again. I forgot last night. I'm getting tired from all this work. We're really putting in the effort to get all the roofs on and get it all sorted. So really want to get rafters up this weekend. Like we just had the big storm. Middleton was flooded. The weather's awful here. We would like to just put a pin on it. Kinda. But anyway, before the camera went, I was talking about this and I did it last night. Till it was dark. We have a big 3-meter door going in here, sliding door. Working till late, getting a bit tired. I even forgot to take in the GoPro last night. Usually I forget to charge it and I forgot to bring it in, so I had to go looking for it today. Just in the last hour I finished off this side of the door. I put the last stud in there. Before I do the windows, I just want to use all the tall pieces of wood. I'm down to my last two 6-meter 2x6s here. So I just want to make sure I have enough for all the wall top plates and for all the small little offcuts I want to use for the windows and the cripple studs. And then I have 2x4s over there, which is what I'm going to use for battens on the rafters. I have 8-meter 2x8s down there, which I'm going to use for the rafters. And at the back of those 2x4s, I have some 4-meter 2x8s, which I'm going to do the lintels on the panoramic windows and the large double doors, sliding doors. And I might do the lintels there as well, just to save the 2x6s. I'm only doing the 2x8s because we need extra span. I'd be happier with the extra support. I'm doubling up the jack studs also, and the only other place I've used 2x8 lintels is in this panoramic window here, because it's carrying some extra weight from the roof, so I just gave that a little bit of extra strength. That's the plan. So yeah, so the last hour I got this done. I put the two, I can't remember what these things are called. These are the studs anyway that supports the lintel on top. Put them in, they were always in. I'm now fitting these now. That's the stud. I'm going to put the two supports on the inside. It's king stud and jack stud, I think. Jack stud, I don't know. The pieces of wood, I'm putting a piece of wood there. So yeah, once I have that done, I then, yeah, I'll get the 2x8s. I'll do the lintel here, here, and here. So they're going to be super heavy because they're going to be 3 thick. Anyway, I'm just talking myself out of work. Let me get back to it. I'll put you on time lapse for a little bit. Then I think we're going to have some early dinner. Friday night takeaway. And then I'll be out later with Clare. So I'll give it a charge then. Time lapse for the next 20 minutes anyway, I'd say. So all my 2x8s have been 220 mils on the point. So of course that's how I built these studs. But the new wood I ordered is 223 millimeters. I hope it's just this one. If not, I'll have to take 3 millimeters off both ends of this for all of them, which is a fucking dose. Let's see how this goes. Here. Fits like a moderately loose fitting glove. Slightly tight on the fingers. Looks like pizza time.
Huh?
Pizza time, yes?
Pizza time.
Oh, nice.
Pizza time.
I forgot to charge you. We just finished some pizza. Stuff done. I'm gonna be able to bend over. There's 30% power left. It's getting dark. Hopefully we'll finish the lintels. It's gonna slow me down a bit now. If I have to trim them, taking a few millimeter off the ends. But it is what it is. I want to get this one done, that one done. I had hoped to do more of the cripple studs, but I will leave that off tonight. I just want to get these really well reinforced before we hopefully do the rafters tomorrow. So, without further ado, let me get some wood, I suppose. Okay, I did say I had pizza, however, my tool belt it's not much stitching, I don't know, can you see it? And there was 2 staples holding it together. Anyway, as I was walking over this way, no more than 2 meters, the pouch fell off. I swear to God, nothing to do with the pizza. It's just half my tool belt fell off. Well, that's not a very good sign. Morning peeps, Saturday morning. It's a little bit of a chilly start. My work jacket was left out, gorgeous padded check shirt, so I'm a bit chilly now. We did okay last night, we got the headers in. A little bit of a kerfuffle with the height of the new 2x8s I got. They're a little bit bigger than the last ones. This one went in a little bit better, and this is our double doors here. So I think what Claire's going to work on, she's going to do a few cripples on top, and then we should be good to go with the rafters, or at least the double top plate I have to put on at some point. Then I'll put the rafters on. For me, I'm going to put the Facia on up here onto our roof. I haven't done it yet, and probably makes sense to get up there to the top before this roof goes on. So that's what I'm going to be at this morning, and I hope to do that pretty quick, so I may start building a template for the rafters and chucking them up. So I think we're ready to go. So it's going to be slow going this morning. The hamsters have to get into action to wind up our bodies, but there we go. Put you on the time lapse. Actually, let me take you with me. Oh my gosh, we've built up this wall now, so it's quite a big drop down. Well, I suppose it's only not that much down. Eventually we're going to do some kind of a deck out here, I think, and some steps down, and this whole space is going to be a courtyard down to our party barn. We built our house small. We don't want to have guest accommodation in here, and then we just want it to be nice and cozy, but our guest accommodation is going to be in the party barn. Yeah, that's another one of the projects. Hopefully we're going to get through all of these 2x8s today or tomorrow as well. The weekends now are where we do most of our work. Once that's done, we can pop up the remainder of our roofing material, which we actually didn't record last time. We've just been really rushing to get everything done, but like, we keep forgetting to record. Hello, roof. But these are 8 point something meters long. Takes 4 people to lift them, and it wasn't too bad. Now can we show what we did? Is before we built the bedroom, we put all of the, you can't see, if you've seen the drone footage, there's a field we own behind the house. We laid them flat in there, and they pretty much went on straight onto the back window, because our house, or on the back extension, because our house is on a slope. Whereas here, it's not on a slope, so we have quite a large height to get the roof up there. Not terribly sure how we're going to do it. It's going to be difficult. Anyway, it's not a problem. We do the framework now. So I thought I'd show you down here. This is all our larch. We're eventually going to clad it. That day is coming soon. And then we have all the fun of the first and second fixes. Anyway, I came down here to get some of our fascia. I will need 3 of these, I think. There's our scrap pile for the scrap man. Actually, I don't know if I've shown you. We have some really cool things we found here. It's a really old cast iron pot. I'm hoping to bring that back together. Very nice piece of cast iron machinery, and a nice, this was an old bed. We're going to try and see if we can make that, and we dug it out actually when we were doing sycamore tree, and see if we would get it into some sort of a bench, perhaps. Scrap. Okay, 3 of these, 3, maybe 4, and we chucked them up on the roof. Alright, I need 2 hands. Time out. it's not the best up there at the gable. I think that's going to need a little bit more work than I have time to give to it today. But other than that, both sides look good. I'll have to secure that. I'll do it once the roof is up, and I'll have to secure this. I'll do that once I know how I'm filling in the rest of the wall. But other than that, I think we're good to go with the rafters. Hey Claire?
Yes.
They're stuck into the washing.
I'm stuck in washing because it's been raining for weeks.
Yeah, it's been wet. Wait till you see this. So managed to get my rafters and cut them like I did on the other side, but there's absolutely no way I can lift them up here because the beam is in the way. So I'm taking them to the field, taking them in through this big picture window. And I'm gonna hop on the scaffolding, try to lift them over the beam and drop them in. Now looking forward to figuring out how the corrugated roof is going to go on. Same length.